Hello, everyone. Welcome to our virtual DIY Crafternoon, and we're doing twine bowls today. This was my sample that I made earlier, my little one. It needs a few little fixes, but I did it really quickly just to make sure I had the glue to water ratio correct. So we'll be making these, and as you can see, I'm using a larger bowl today. And you're going to want to grab about a medium-sized bowl. I consider this a medium-sized bowl. You're going to want to grab a medium-sized bowl to use from your kitchen. And then you're going to want to wrap it in saran wrap. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of, I'll give you a minute to do that. And you want to wrap it completely in saran wrap so that it folds under the bowl, because you don't want to get any of the we're going to call it homemade fabric stiffener, but it's just glue and water. You don't want to get any of that on your bowl because it'll just be a pain to clean off. And it'll be much easier to get your twine off if you have everything fully covered with your saran wrap. So I'm just going to give you a second to do that. We do still have a few kits left for this craft. We have about 6 kits left at the information desk. If you are watching and you did not get a craft kit for the twine bowl, come on in and get one at the information desk. We also have about 5 kits of the tassel keychain that we did last week available at the information desk as well. So if you didn't get one of those, the video is still up on Facebook. You can come in and grab a tassel keychain kit. Next week's DIY virtual Crafternoon will be fabric covered jars, and those kits are also available right now. So you can come in and get your fabric covered jar kit. I don't know, my mouth doesn't want to work today. You can come and get those beginning today as well. Okay, so you should have your bowl covered in your saran wrap. Now, each of your kits had a container of glue. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add the same amount of water to the glue that's in this container. So I just got a little Dixie cup of water, and I'm going to eyeball it and double the amount of fluid. And then I'm going to take my popsicle stick, which is also in your kit, and I'm going to mix those two things together. And this is going to create our homemade fabric stiffener. Or as many of you might know, your paper mache glue. For all of those paper mache piñatas we have made throughout our lives. I have made a lot, apparently. All right, so get that mixed up real good. Now there should be plenty, and you're probably going to have leftover for your bowl. So, finally, in your kit you had 12 strands of twine. Each of these strands of twine is 42 inches long. And you're going to take the twine and you're going to dip it in your fabric stiffener. Now you don't want it to be all goopy, but you want to make sure that you get it fully covered. And yes, your hands are going to get messy. And your work surfaces too. I probably should have covered the work surface first, but once I'm done with this, I will quickly wipe it up. But I would recommend doing this on a covered surface at home. I think I used a paper towel when I did this one, and it worked just fine. So I dip it in, and then I kind of squeeze it out. And then you're going to just lay it on your bowl in whatever design you want to make. If you want to do like concentric circles all the way around. This one I kind of just loop-de-looped. I think this one I'm going to do circles. So I'm going to form my bottom of my bowl. And the great thing is it doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, the less perfect it is, the more unique it's going to be. So I've got my first piece down. I'm going to take my second piece and dip it in. Squeeze it out. Trying not to knot it up like I just did. Don't do that. And then I'm going to make sure, for this, I'm going to make sure that the ends of the first piece that I put down attach to the second piece. Now, when I did this one, I didn't do that. I just kind of laid them all out, and then I kind of pressed the ends together when I had my design finished, and that also worked too. For this one, because I'm making it concentric circles, I'm just going to lay it end to end. And then keep going, making your design using up all 12 pieces of your twine. This would also work with yarn. So if you didn't get a kit and you're looking to do this with something around the house, yarn works great with this. I've done something similar, not a bowl, but other crafts with this glue water fabric stiffener and yarn, and it works great. And if you find that you start off your design and you've only put on 3 pieces of twine and it looks like your bowl's almost done and you have a lot of twine left, you can just go back and add more. It doesn't have to be perfect. And also, if you haven't started doing this craft, you might want to wear some protective clothing, because I just got glue on my pants. Not thinking today. No idea. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. So as you can see, this doesn't really take too long. I am getting close to the top of my bowl, or bottom, whichever. And I'm going to have string left. So I have to think about what I'm going to do with that string and how I'm going to connect it together with the rest of the bowl. Or I guess you could just not use it. You can do whatever you want. You could save it for another craft. See, mine got a little twisted here. So if something isn't quite as you'd like it, you can always rearrange it and make it right. Or you can undo it. This doesn't dry fast. So that's another thing. This does not dry fast. So you can, if you make a mistake or you don't like it, start over. With this one, I had it overnight. I dried it overnight, but there were some parts that were still just a little bit wet in the morning. So what I did is I did take it off the mold in the morning after having it dried overnight. And then I I took the saran wrap off of my bowl, and then I just gently laid it back on top of my bowl to completely finish drying. And when I got home from work that day, it was completely dry. So I definitely overnight, but it might need a little more time. So I think I'm gonna fill in my spaces
kind of do a little crisscrossing here to use up my twine, because I have quite a few pieces left. And if I didn't mention it before, again, if you didn't get a kit, this is just plain old Elmer's white glue. That's all it is, nothing special. So if you have some Elmer's glue laying around, some yarn or some twine, and a bowl, and some saran wrap, you can do this at home too, as much as you want. But again, cover your work surface, because I'm pretty sure I'm making a giant mess here. Oh, don't do that. Don't touch the top of your bowl. It will stick to your hand. Oh, yep, see? Making a mess. Don't tell anybody. Don't want to get in trouble. Okay, I think I just actually, oh, how many strands do I have left here? I have 4 strands left, and then I'll be complete. And then I'm going to just let it sit and dry. And then I'm going to clean up the mess that I've made. So my glue is there's less glue in here, but there's still plenty for all of your twine. You just got to make sure that you're squeezing it off each time, because you really don't want it to be gloppy. I lost the end that I was on. Oh well, I'll just add. Oh, I found it. I think what I might do with my remaining pieces is to kind of strengthen the bottom of my bowl and make that a little thicker than the top. Especially if you want to use this to put something in it. So I know the picture that I used on Facebook had fruit in the bowl. You definitely want to have a pretty strong bottom to your bowl if you're going to do something like that. Or if you're going to put like decorative, I don't know, like those like decorative balls in there that you can buy at Pier 1 or IKEA or Crate and Barrel. I would say definitely strengthen up the bottom of your basket. Again, I can kind of move my twine around because it's not dry. Honestly don't know if I'm going to use that last piece of twine, because I'm kind of liking how it looks, and I'm going to use this one for the bottom, and I think I'm just going to have an extra piece of twine, which is fine. I'll use it for something else. And my glue's gone. But if you can see my table, half of it's on the table, so I'm finish up my bottom here with a few tight swirls. Maybe. Okay, so if you can see, I have it like that. And if you do have some extra glue, if you think there's some spots that like need a little extra that seem dry, you can go ahead and put a little more glue on there. But otherwise you're finished and you just have to let it sit. I would definitely say if you have done it today with me, let it sit overnight, and in the morning you'll be set. You'll be able to take it off. When you take it off, you have to gently kind of pry it off. Very, very gently. Or you can try this. I didn't try this because it scared me. You could flip your bowl over and pull off the saran wrap and then hope that your bowl stays together. I gently pried mine off, and I even used the saran wrap at home that has the press and seal, so it's like sticky on both sides, so it was even scarier. But it did come off pretty well. So I hope you enjoyed today's DIY virtual Crafternoon, and I hope your twine bowls turn out awesome. Feel free to post some pictures on the Facebook page if they did turn out and you like them. Please don't post any fails. Just kidding. If yours failed, you can post too. But we'd love to see what you made. And I hope that you guys join me next week for our fabric cover jars. Have a good day.